The secret initiation hidden in Jesus' temptation. We all think we know the story. Right after his baptism, Jesus is led by the Spirit into the wilderness. For 40 days and nights, he doesn't eat. And in this moment of weakness, he's confronted by the devil and faces 3 legendary temptations. It's a story usually told as proof of his divine power and unshakable faith. But what if there's more to it? What if this biblical account is actually a kind of code, hiding a deeper, more powerful spiritual path? Some modern interpretations view this story not as just a test, but as a meticulously structured initiation, a secret ceremony for awakening the divine power we all have within. It's an idea not found in traditional scholarship, but one that sees the narrative as a symbolic blueprint. In this video, we're going to explore the temptation of Christ through this esoteric lens, revealing how each trial can be seen as mirroring the rites of ancient mystery schools. We'll unpack how this story might not just be about resisting evil, but about a universal pattern for spiritual transformation. Section 1. The wilderness as the chamber of separation. Before any great change can happen, you have to be separated from your normal life. In many ancient traditions and mystery schools, the first step of an initiation was always to take the candidate out of the everyday world. They were brought to a special place, a space between worlds where the old rules fall away and the soul can be seen for what it truly is. Could the wilderness in the temptation story be this exact kind of place? The Gospels say Jesus was led by the Spirit into the desert. This wasn't a punishment. It was a deliberate move into a sacred space for transformation. The desert, in both Jewish and other ancient traditions, is the classic spot for this kind of deep spiritual work. It's a place of emptiness and silence, forcing you to face what's inside without any distractions. And then there's the fast, 40 days and 40 nights. Biblically, the number 40 is heavy with meaning, often symbolizing a period of trial, purification, and preparation. Moses fasted for 40 days on Sinai, and the Israelites wandered for 40 years. This isn't just about going hungry. While there isn't direct historical proof linking it to specific mystery schools, extended fasting is a known practice in many ancient spiritual traditions. It's a way to purify the body, quiet the mind, and open yourself up to spiritual experiences. The goal is to break your dependence on the physical world to get ready for a direct encounter with the divine. So, even before the first temptation, the scene is set for a powerful ritual. Jesus has been separated from society. He has entered the sacred space of the desert, and through fasting, he has prepared his body and mind. You could see this as the first great stage of all initiations, the separation. He stepped into the unknown, ready for the trials that will completely redefine him. Section 2. The 3 trials, decoding the initiation. Looking at the story through a symbolic lens, the structure of the 3 temptations feels deliberate. This sequence of 3 escalating challenges bears a striking resemblance to the multi-stage ordeals in some ancient initiation rites. While this is a modern framework and not explicitly stated in the Gospels, each temptation can be viewed as a specific test to reach a higher level of mastery. This isn't just about saying no to bad things. It's about fundamentally changing one's consciousness. Let's break down this interpretation. The first trial, mastery over the body. The first temptation hits right where it hurts, the physical body. After 40 days without food, Jesus is starving. The tempter says, "If you are the Son of God, tell these stones to become bread." On the surface, it's a simple test of physical craving. But in an initiatory context, it's seen as something much deeper. The trial of the body. The first job of an initiate is to prove they are the master of their physical self, not its slave. They have to show that their spirit is in charge of their body and its appetites. Satan's challenge is a direct test of this. Will you use your divine power just to serve your most basic physical need? Jesus' response unlocks the esoteric meaning. Man shall not live on bread alone, but on every word that comes from the mouth of God. This is more than a clever comeback. It's a declaration of power. He's saying that what truly sustains him is spiritual, not material. He has risen above the demands of his physical body. In the language of this symbolic interpretation, he's passed the first gate, proving his spirit, not his stomach, is in control. The second trial, mastery over the soul. Having mastered the physical, the next challenge is higher and more subtle. The devil takes Jesus to the highest point of the temple and says, "If you are the Son of God, throw yourself down. For it is written, He will command His angels concerning you. They will lift you up." This can be interpreted as the trial of the soul, or more precisely, the trial of the ego. The temptation here isn't about safety, but about spiritual pride. It's the desire to make a big show, to force God's hand and prove how special you are. It's the ego crying out for validation, wanting everyone to see how important and divinely protected it is. Think about how tempting that would be. After surviving the desert, wouldn't your ego want to show off with a huge public miracle? But Jesus refuses. He says, "It is also written, do not put the Lord your God to the test." He understands that true faith isn't a transaction. It doesn't need signs and wonders to be real. It's a quiet, inner trust that needs no outside proof. By saying no, Jesus shows he has mastered his spiritual ego. He gives up the need for spectacle, proving his connection to the divine is real and personal, not a performance. He has passed the second gate, the trial of the soul. The third trial, mastery over the spirit. The last test is the biggest of all. The tempter takes Jesus to a high mountain and shows him all the kingdoms of the world. "All this I will give you," he says, "if you will bow down and worship me." This is the ultimate temptation. It's not about food or fame. It's about absolute power and control over the entire material world. This is seen as the trial of the spirit. It's the final choice for the empowered initiate. Will you use your awakened power for worldly control, or will you stay aligned with the divine? The temptation is to grab power, even for what seems like a good reason, ruling the world justly, but by corrupt means. It's the choice to put the world before God. Jesus' answer is immediate and absolute. "Away from me, Satan, for it is written, worship the Lord your God and serve him only." With that, he rejects all worldly power for a single-minded devotion to God. He faced the ultimate choice and chose spirit over material dominion. He has proven his will is perfectly aligned with the divine will. This is the final and highest stage. He has passed the third gate. If this way of looking at the hidden layers of Scripture speaks to you, be sure to subscribe and click the bell icon. We're on a journey here to uncover the profound wisdom coded within these ancient stories. You won't want to miss what we find next. Section 3. The Return of the Initiate. The story structure is perfect. The ordeal is finished. The three great trials have been overcome. And what happens next is the final essential stage of any initiation, the return. The Gospel of Matthew says, "Then the devil left him, and angels came and attended him." This is more than a happy ending. Within this interpretive framework, this moment is huge. The tempter leaving means the test is over. The angels arriving signifies that the candidate has been accepted into a new higher state of being. He's not just a candidate anymore. He's a successful initiate. He was separated from the world, tested in the fiery furnace of the desert, and proved his mastery over body, soul, and spirit. Now he is restored. But he doesn't come back the same. He returns transformed, acknowledged by the divine, and ready for his real mission. This moment marks the shift from Jesus the man to Christ, the public figure. The initiation is complete. Some theological interpretations note that he has symbolically conquered the very forces that can hold humanity back, what the Apostle John later called the lust of the flesh, the pride of life, and the allure of worldly power. He emerges from the desert not just having survived, but having been fully reborn into his divine purpose, empowered and ready to change the world. So when we look at those 40 days in the desert through this lens, we see something new. It's not just a story of a man resisting temptation. It becomes a highly structured, symbolic, and ritualistic narrative. It reads like a roadmap, an esoteric key hidden in plain sight. This interpretation unveils a timeless three-part path to spiritual growth. First, gain sovereignty over your physical body and its desires. Second, rise above the selfish demands of the ego. And third, align your will completely with the divine, choosing spirit over all the power the world can offer. Viewing it this way, the temptation story isn't just something that happened to Jesus. It's a symbolic map of what happens within every soul on the path to awakening. It's an initiation blueprint left for us to follow. And that leaves us with a question. If this story is a map for our own inner transformation, which of these trials are we facing in our own lives right now? And what divine power is waiting for us on the other side? Let us know in the comments which of the 3 temptations you feel is most relevant on your own spiritual journey. And don't forget to like and share this video if it opened your eyes to a new perspective.